I have packed so much into this video regarding Illuvium land. I have noticed that absolutely everyone loves land related updates, and so I've bundled everything into one place with a really great top level overview of everything happening in Illuvium 0 and Illuvium land as it comes to the Illuvium universe. So this will include changes coming for the open beta, the sorts of rewards mechanisms that might reward early investors into Illuvium land, as well as some features that might be coming after the open beta as well. There's a lot of updates here to cover. Some of it's from the Discord, some of it's from the recent town hall if you didn't manage to cover that yet, but I recommend you do. It'll be in the description down below. And without further ado, let's get into it. Firstly, the town hall has yielded some valuable insights, okay? All the key deals will be covered here, but there is in particular a complete rework to power stations and the way paths and efficiency work in the game, the way they are calculated. So I'm going to cover them all here. Don't forget to watch through to the end so that you catch all of that. And don't forget to use my link down below if you're interested in playing Illuvium and Illuvium 0. It will be in the description. So for Illuvium Zoom Out, it is complete. It's ready to go. They're just not going to put it until open beta because of the way dev cycles and the way they're updating and adding patches and things into the game. It just doesn't make sense, especially since you would have to re-download the entire APK anyway. So it does not make much sense. The next thing is mega cities are going to be coming to the open beta. Okay, we already knew this for a little while, but you should know that they will actually be a single playable plot, right? They are one playable area with more resources and space. Remember that there are thousands of blueprints and getting them all will be really difficult. If you're on a mega city, it will be just that little bit easier. We also found out from the town hall that mega cities with different shapes are being considered. This could be anything from a mega city with 4 things all in a line, or an L shape, or a 3x3 where they're all in one giant row. That is all possible. Johnny says that it would require an IIP to enable it in the game though. I personally think it would be great for the game overall, but I understand how some people might not want that as well. So the next thing is that alpha biodata is actually kept on the plot, okay? It doesn't mean that things can change in extenuating circumstances, but basically, if you set your plot for someone, for them to get all the biodata for you, and then you minted the blueprints, you'll be able to keep those blueprints. They're NFTs now, that's fine. If you move that plot back, okay, if you put it back on that original place, it probably still works, but if you move it back, you're going to lose all the biodata. You will not be able to move on to the stage 2 blueprints like everyone else that researched their biodata and kept it in the same wallet. The next thing on our Discord list is Nick talking about the different rewards mechanism. Now, he says it's subject to change, but as it stands, there will be 2 rewards available. A reward for landowners, those that own land at X date and time receive reward A. All right. This is obviously a little bit speculative, even though Nick is saying it, but basically, if they decide the reward snapshot is in 2 weeks from now or tomorrow, then that's going to be the snapshot. If you own land at that time, you're going to get some sort of reward. I suspect it's cosmetic. They're not just going to airdrop everyone ILV, but some sort of reward. The second type of reward is going to be reward for any land that reached late endgame. Now, it's anyone's guess what late endgame actually means. My personal guess is a Nexus level 9, Quantum Fabricant level 6, and a Engineering Workshop level 9 at the bare minimum is my personal guess, and all of my land plots are at that stage now. So if you want my advice on what to do to try and earn that second reward, that is the way to do it. The other guess I have is to have a lot of fuel or be generating a certain amount of fuel every day. I'm not sure exactly what that would look like. 200 or 300 fuel a day seems like a decent amount. Even 100 fuel a day, but I've got my T3 land storage is filled up at 1K. So that sounds pretty decent to me. Okay, as we move on to some more of the town hall type things, okay? The first one is that the WebGL version of the game should be available by the open beta, but that is not guaranteed. For those of you on an Apple iPhone, you will be able to play that through the browser. That is the only way you will be able to play until they manage to get support for the App Store. Since the free-to-play version of the game is off-chain, it may be able to be added to the app in Apple and Google Play stores, which would be a big win for Illuvium as a whole, but there's no guarantee on that. I don't even think that they've investigated it further than just that consideration, okay? The next thing is you will probably need to re-download the entire game for large updates. They will work on localized updates in the future, similar to how Epic Games does it, but that is not high on their priority list. Getting the game out, getting the big features in, that is really important to them, and then they will move on to things like patching cycles and stuff like that. Power stations. Okay, they're changing. They will now give a maximum amount of power. Before, it stacked infinitely. Now, basically, a power station had a range of 10 hexes or whatever, but as many power stations you could fit within that border is the amount of efficiency boost you got to your different buildings. But now there will be a maximum amount. We don't know what that is, but let's say it can only get 50% extra efficiency from power in general. You'll have to be careful about how you place your power stations so that you're not wasting too many resources. That being said, you will be able to upgrade power stations. So you'll be able to do lots of mini level 1 ones or upgrade them and do just a couple all over your plot. I think this is going to make the game more interesting overall, and actually it's going to make T3 and T4 plots a lot better than they even were. T2 as well. I think it's going to make T2 even significantly more better than a T1 plot because the way the efficiencies stack, it just works out a little bit better. The other thing is this big quality of life improvement. You will be able to have activities auto restart when collecting resources. So I think you'll be able to like click to collect it, and then maybe there will be like a little toggle that you've set already. And when you collect it, it will auto restart the activity. They will not get rid of having to click all the little bubbles and things like that, but they will make it easier to restart those activities. There will also be a reduction in taps to switch plots. Currently, you've got to click into the menu, then you've got to click back to the menu, and then you've got to click on your new plot. They said it's going to be in 2 taps instead, so probably a button for plots and then a button to switch. So very, very simple. The process to mint blueprints will not change in the beta, and structures will remain when buying and selling plots. This is really important. As we established before, biodata will be lost upon transfer of a plot to a different wallet. However, and you will lose any unsold fuel as well. However, soon after open beta, However, you'll not lose the structures on that plot. On top of that, soon after open beta, not at open beta, but soon after, whenever they can, you'll be able to see what a plot looks like from the world map, I would assume inside the browser. So you'll be able to go and check out everyone's plots, and if you want to buy this plot, you'll be able to see what structures are currently built on it, which will be really cool. Until then, assume they have no structures and they haven't played at all because you have no idea what's going to be on their plot. Paths are going to change completely. Like I said before. Before, it was if you surround your entire building, you get about 27% increase in building efficiency in the activities it does, and the building efficiency in how long the building takes to upgrade. Instead, this buff is staying the same, 27% at max. It will actually be based on how many buildings are linked together. I don't know how many this is going to entail. My best guess is 10 to 15 buildings all connected will give you the maximum boost on every single one of them. Making sure that your buildings are interconnected is going to be the most important part of the new gameplay, which is really interesting to me. So the next thing is you can trade fuels on the in-game marketplace with other players. You cannot send it to yourself. You cannot send it to your own wallet or anything like that, but you can send it on the marketplace. So if you want to send it between plots, you'll have to upload it to the marketplace, hope no one else snipes you, and then receive it on the other plot. Hopefully you're fast enough and it should be not too difficult. The other thing is proximity in the world actually dictates the travel time for fuel trades. So if my plot's next door to yours, it might take a second. If my plot's on a completely different region, it might take a matter of hours. I have no idea what it's going to look like. The team is also putting up a policy for anti-botting soon, and efficiency, the way it's calculated is going to change completely, okay? Before it was wherever you're built, what efficiency your building has when you click the accept button to grab your resources is what efficiency it's going to calculate. But now the efficiency is going to be calculated over the entire duration of the activity. If everything was changing while it was producing something, then the efficiency across the entire duration is what's going to matter the most. I think updated music is coming, which is really cool. I actually already like the music, but cool to see that. Hopefully there's a different music track for every different region. The other thing is, if you want to pull fuel directly into your wallet, the only way you're going to be able to do it is you could sell the fuel for Ethereum, then use that Ethereum to buy fuel off the market like everyone else, which is kind of how it's going to work when they eventually do add in that feature, but they are not going to have it for the open beta launch of the game. The other thing is don't forget to click the link in the description to see what Illuvium is all about. If you want to download Illuvium Zero and you own land, or you just want to check out the game, if you want to check out it on the Epic Game Store, the link down below will help you do all of that. Have a good day.